Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim. This is Tyler. And it's Wednesday, which means it's Hump Day. Wow, chicken, wow, wow. One of my favorite days. It's all downhill from here. It's like when you turn 30, you hit 30 and it's just all downhill from there. Yep.
Can you sound happy once in your fucking life?
What are you talking about? I'm always happy.
That's Wednesday. Whoa, whoa. Whoa,
It's all downhill. You just may as well pour a bottle and just end it here.
I've been waiting for this day for 20 years.
I can't drink today, so I bought myself yesterday as a nice little treat for lunch. I bought myself some sushi from just, Save On Foods, just like prepackaged stuff. And I had like 6 little pieces of it. It was very delicious, but then it didn't like me. I had such an upset stomach all night and today. So I've been drinking lots of water. And that's pretty much what my diet has consisted of in the past 2 days, which, and lucky for Tyler, I probably went down a couple pounds. Woohoo! It's called the starvation diet.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like a bulimia. I'm a fan of it. I brought it up before.
Well, I wasn't puking, so there's no bulimic.
Maybe you should start. Maybe you should start, Kim.
Okay, I'll get right on that.
Just make sure you brush your teeth because, those chicks that have bulimia, their teeth just rot out. Gross.
Yeah, it's so nice. Anyway, so hope everyone else has had a good week and you didn't eat any food that made your stomach feel a little wonky. Tyler, what have we got on the docket for us today? I'm sure it's going to be a gooder.
Well, speaking of humps, Canada is going into a bit of a hump itself with so the NDP and the Liberals have not formed a coalition, but basically formed a coalition. So basically, in other words, they're not really overriding our government, but making a majority government out of what's supposed to be a minority government. So, the Conservatives are supposed to be the official opposition, and then the NDP and the Bloc and all are supposed to kind of keep everything in check. Like that's their whole position. But a coalition, not coalition, technically it's not a coalition, therefore it's not a coalition, even though it is a coalition, as coalesced here.
Damn it.
Huh? How do you like that? How'd you like that one, huh? I
know
fucking
what?
use coalition.
I wish I could drink because that would have been a fun drinking game. Take a shot every time you say coalition. Ooh, I'd be on my ass by now.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit. How badly the LGBT alphabet soup community, not the normal people, not the average people that go to work or, they go to the bar and they hang out with people and they're fun, the normal crowd. Why does this so-called LGBTQAIP 2A plus something, whatever you want to throw on there, why do they have such an infatuation with talking sexually to children? So we're going to look into that.
Oh, more?
And of course, it doesn't stop. These pedophiles can't stop. They just can't stop. And the whole thing about Hunter Biden and the corruption with Ukraine. You remember that story that Twitter said that, no, you can't talk about this. You're not allowed. And they said that, it's just Russia.
Exist.
Yeah, it's all Russia disinformation and all that stuff. So, oops, turns out it was totally real. And we totally hit it just so that we could try and win an election.
Oh, weird. I remember
surprising.
A certain interview with, oh God, I can't remember who was interviewing Trump. I was thinking of that what you called him the other day, dump, Toronto dump or something like that. Like you fucked it up. Anyway,
I don't know.
when they were interviewing him, he was making a comment about it, and they're like, "There's no proof. We can't talk about that because there's no evidence. There's no proof. There's no proof." And they just kept going on and on and on. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? I don't know.
Well, I think you might be conflating that because there was, there was the talk about, oh, what was he talking about? He wasn't I don't think he was talking about that story, but whatever. Like, this has been the story of his whole presidency is deflect and confession through projection, and that is a terrifying thing. Like, to win at winning's sake, not doing what's best for the constituency, not doing what's best for your country, winning at winning's sake, and look immediately where this has gotten us. But, we'll get into that. But, to bury the lead, sorry everyone. I remember who was the guy that played He-Man. Not He-Man. What's his name? Fuck. I could picture him, but I
He-Man?
but it wasn't Arnold. It was the guy that came. Whatever. It doesn't matter. So he had made a post on Twitter and says, "Does anyone have any more conspiracy theories? They keep coming true, or all mine keep coming true." So
Was he a newer one?
I can't remember his name, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
Uh,
If anyone knows, please put it in the description.
there's a big list here that I'm showing. There's like a whole bunch of different
Well,
potential He-Man. So I don't
well,
know.
well, if you say some names, maybe I'll know it.
Dolph
But
Lundgren, John
no,
Irwin, Charles Wood or
no,
Chris Wood, Gary Chalk, Noah
no,
Centineo, Yuri
no,
Lowenthal, Doug Parker,
no, no.
um, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, so
Bjorn.
we're gonna talk about that and the kind of the ramifications of the deeper sea or the deeper, I guess, the deeper idea of media and government colluding together. Actively, where media and journalism used to be them with a megaphone shouting it at the government, like exposing them for what they do. Now it's the other way. Like, there was literally a press conference where the government said to the journalists, to the press gallery, "You're not selling this for us. You're not selling it. The media, you're not selling what we want to do enough." Like, are you hearing that? It's not someone saying, "Hey, what about this story? We've heard reports of X, Y, and Z going on. What does your administration have to say about it?" No, it's now the other way. This is what we want to implement. The well, I guess with the well, whatever. We'll get into all this, but of course, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are here. We're either on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, hit that like button, share us, subscribe to the channel. I know. Subscribing, hitting a button, I know. A part of your very busy, hard day. I'm pretty sure you can I, I'm sure you could find the strength, the power to hit a fucking button. It's not that fucking hard. You can do it.
We
If
believe
you
in
can't
you.
push a button, you got bigger problems and you probably shouldn't be sitting here listening to two fucking idiots talk about shit.
Nice.
But of course, faithful, wonderful listeners and potential future listeners. We're on Rumble. Hit the Rumble button. If you're listening to us on Spotify or whatever else, fucking Google bullshit, leave us a review. Share us with your friends. if you learned something new here today, or maybe if I inspired you to go hang yourself because everything's turning to shit, share it before you do it. Okay, that's all I. If you're gonna leave the world, at least help me out. Don't be selfish. No one likes a selfish self offer.
Oh my
Okay,
god. Selfish self-offer. I like it. Yeah.
yeah. So it's like a self finisher. But
Yeah.
anyways, um, yeah. Okay, so let's get into this. So we have the first article is from the CTV News, and it says no, the Liberals and NDP didn't form a coalition. As soon as you see something like no, they didn't, like did Justin Trudeau really wear blackface 100 times? Fact check, no. Although he was noted saying that he has worn blackface many times, even to the point that he can't remember. He did not confirm that he wore it 100 times.
Might have been 98, might have been 102. Who knows?
Yeah, so yeah, Jagmeet Singh, the lapdog, a socialist. He is a socialist. He is a socialism, communism, you're not that far from mass starvation and death. So, socialism is just that stepping stone. And what are they looking at implementing? Oh, well, we need to include dental care and eye care in your healthcare system now. So, for anyone that's Canadian, if you've had to actually use the hospital, you know how terrible. You know how long it takes for anything to meet with a specialist for anything. How bogged down in the system it is. And now you want your dental to pay for that? Like, I seen one guy posting, and he says, "I'm happy that they're going to be pushing to try and get this through because I am self-employed and I cannot afford to go to the dentist."
I mean, in all fairness, the dentist is really expensive. Like stupid
Then
expensive.
why are you self-employed if you literally can't afford to go to a dentist every 6 months? If you can't spend $200? I think that sounds like a business failing. It has nothing to do with you can't afford, it means your business isn't doing well.
Well, I mean,
You
okay.
know,
Well,
I'm
put
I
it aside from the fact that okay, yeah, he said that he's self-employed, but let's pretend that other people are employed or whatever. I mean, the dentist and eye doctor is stupid expensive, but I mean, I guess like I'm fortunate and I have benefits through work, so I get a chunk of it covered, not all of it, but I get a chunk of it covered. But I can't imagine if there was all of a sudden like putting it in the same healthcare wise as they do with the rest of the doctor stuff, like how long you're actually sitting and waiting, like that would really suck. And then it makes me wonder where the money is going to come from, like where they're going to pull the money from to pay for these things.
course. Well, government is getting they're giving themselves another $10,000 bonus pay raise this year. That's wonderful that I'm now paying for more shit that I have no interest in supporting. But so, you know, it's kind of funny when I was reading this article. So Jagmeet Singh, you know, at least he's finally, he's let the mask fall. That, he actually just wishes that he was Trudeau. Full on. What did he pass? I don't approve of the government using the Emergencies Act, but if we don't like it, we'll pull our support for it. What? You don't like it, but yet you're gonna vote extraordinary powers for a government and for an emergency that never existed? that okay, sure. Like, I don't know. And the shit, he keeps going on, and I keep showing him on Twitter. And I'll ask anyone here.
Like I said, I keep showing him on Twitter. He's not fucking listening.
Well, because I'm sorry, because I keep saying like he keeps making comments about big grocery has gotten rich off the pandemic, and I showed him. We did that whole episode on how much money grocery stores in Canada actually make. 1.5% profit margin.
I mean,
So
they are raking in the big bucks. Mm.
so if it costs them $1 to bring in an apple, they make 1.5 cents. Those fucking crooks.
Right?
And he has the nerve. I'll say he absolutely has the nerve to say that big grocery is price gouging people. Weird. Transportation industry has a higher markup, or there's a larger profit margin. There's bigger in construction. There's bigger in the oil and gas industry, but they also spend a fuck ton of money. Also, you seem to leave out Jagmeet government taxes. That's so weird. You know it's so funny. It's not funny, not haha funny, but it's the irony of someone saying, "Oh, well, we need to get rid of, anyone that makes money ever. It should every dollar that's a profit should go to the government." No. How about fuck off? How about I don't like your politics, I don't like your socialism, and I don't like anything that you fucking stand for. Because I think you're a spineless fucking cunt. That's what I think. I think the guy's a total fucking loser.
You just
He's
say the
never.
C word?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not in Australia.
I don't care. He's not a good cunt. He's a bad cunt. He's a bad one. He probably smells like one too.
Ew. Oh, God. That just reminded me of the Gwyneth Paltrow candle. God damn it. I'm never going to be able to get that out of my head, ever.
So Kim, if they didn't technically form a coalition, what did they form? So it was called a. Oh, what the hell did they call it? They actually gave an I can't remember exactly what they call it. It was like a formal agreement or something, some type of thing. Because the like what this article says is, oh, a coalition is when two different political parties basically join together and they have a sharing in the governing power. Well, they didn't do that. They it's like not like Jagmeet's now, the prime minister's, I don't know, used condom. Like he doesn't have a position with the government. But what does he have? So in this article it says, is there now a majority government? No. No, there is not a majority government, but there are elements of the deal that would make it feel like there is. So the NDP has pledged allegiance to the Liberal Party, to Socialist Party, like leftist, not not your social, not your traditional libertarian type of thing, liberal,
What
where liberals now become synonymous with socialism.
what page are you on? You're kind of going all over here.
I don't know, page 5.
Okay.
But yeah, so the NDP is going to basically guarantee that the Liberal Party can push through whatever they got to push through for the next 3 years, which has been, as Jagmeet calls, racialized communities, getting racialized laws into place. And it's incredible to see, CTV is saying, well, no, it's not a coalition, even though it's everything but in name, technically. Like they're not really a coalition, but if the Liberals want to push something through, the NDP is going to fully support it for the next 3 years. So by de facto, making a majority government out of a minority government.
It sounds like some reality TV show like Big Brother, when you form alliances with people and you kind of vote the other one out, or I don't know. That sounds like some bullshit.
Well, and so it continues on page 6. So 6 charts to help you understand that the 2021 federal election individually. The party that won the popular vote was the Conservatives with 33.7% of the vote. Another 32.6% voted Liberal, while 17.8% voted for the NDP. 17.8. No one likes the NDP. No one likes them anymore. But it's incredible to see. Oh, well, the media just keeps pushing this shit. Oh, it's not a coalition. Whoever says it's not a coalition. But in your own article, you even said, well, it'll feel like it. Okay, so if someone rips your pants down and sticks a dick in your ass, well, it's not really rape. Like, it might feel like it, but it's technically not.
I like how
Like, no, no,
your
no, it is.
examples you use are just so like, I mean,
Well, it's because we're just going to continue to get the unwanted molestation by the government. So now we have carbon taxes going up. There you go. So that's going up. Oh, of course, our public officials voted and they said, absolutely. The past 2 years, absolutely, we deserve a raise. Oh, what?
oh
What? Unemployment? Unemployment's super high. Oh, the debt? What's debt?
yeah.
What does that mean?
It's not in my vocabulary.
That sounds like
Poor
that
people
sounds like we
suck.
need to raise taxes. Hmm, those plebs, they've had it so good. We've given them their money. We've borrowed in their name. We've let them max out their credit cards and we maxed out ours. So it's about time they started to pay down their debts that we forced them to pay.
Obviously. When
This
is
is why, like, hmm,
when is the next election?
2025.
Oh my god. I have to wait
It's
3
funny.
years to get
It's funny
PRA.
how your mom said, well, you pretty much keep saying this is a communist country. Why don't you leave? Hmm. Why don't we leave? But I ended up posting to Jagmeet. And I said, like, if you do you campaign on the assumption that your constituents are stupid? Because that's how you talk. That's how you talk to them. That's how I see you every time you talk. He literally called the conservatives are a bunch of racists. He got kicked out of parliament. He got kicked out because he kept fucking calling people names. And somehow he's a bastion of righteousness. Somehow he's some type of socially socialist I don't know, exemplar. You're you're like that like that's his platform is you're too dumb. So I'm going to have to do the work for you. You don't know what's good for you, so I'm going to do it for you.
Which I find quite comical because it's like dealing with children, right? Like you're older than them, you know better than them. You have to guide them, but the government aren't our parents.
No, but they sure want to be. And now
Yeah.
you see how the education system is going? Like I know you and me have talked about this in private. And I said, I am looking for a reason to pull the kids out of school. I am actively looking. I will yank them first fucking chance because of the CRT bullshit. the big focus on teaching sex to kids and telling them, like,
Did
children
you
are already having such a hard time to find out who they are, to
Yeah.
actually find out. And now it not only is it's no longer the time of, you know, my friend Bradley, amazing at guitar. My friend Andrew or Aaron, sorry, Aaron in high school played the bagpipes. You know, like these are people that like, and that is what I remember about them. Brad was a great hockey player. Derek, Jason, they were great hockey players. I have friends that when we play D&D, like, oh, he is so much fun to play with. Or, this guy, he's just a piece of shit. And and that was the end of it. It wasn't like, oh, well, Jason loves you better not make fun of Jason. He's one of the queers. You don't want to talk about the queers. You aren't a homophobe, are you? You bigot? Huh? You some kind of bigot faggot? You don't want to be a bigot, do you?
did you
But
hear
that's all it is now.
that apparently, like, in universities, they actually have, like, crying rooms?
Yeah. They
Crying
have safe,
rooms. Safe
and
spaces.
these are supposed to be adults. You go to university, especially in like, those philosophical courses, is the challenging of ideas. That is what, like, even in the science courses, in the mathematics, I have my friend, that is what he had to challenge theses. Thesi, I don't know. He had to challenge ideas and write a thesis statement or a thesis paper on them. Now it's, if you oppose my opinion, you're vile and evil and you should be removed from society and hung from the gallows.
Right?
We
Like, literally, if you
we have
can't like, kids can't even not even kids, like, people in universities, they can't hack if someone doesn't like what they have to say, or they don't like what somebody else has to say, because nobody is ever allowed to tell them that they're wrong or that, any contrary to what they believe, because if not, they're gonna go cry about it.
yeah.
Crying rooms. Crying I didn't even have a crying room when I was in freaking kindergarten. They have crying rooms for university students. This is the generation that's coming to take over the world. Are you
Well, and
kidding me?
and that's so I keep seeing people talking about, like we're okay, let me set this up a different way. There's a school of thought that generational wealth only lasts about 2 generations. So let's say if I make millions of dollars and then say the kids inherit that business, that wealth will still be there. My grandchildren, if they were inherited that business, it would fall apart. So that seems like what we are dealing with now.
We're dealing with the
The
fall apart of our parents' generation.
oh, them, not necessarily. So let's say my grandparents, they ran businesses, they built communities, they built intergenerational wealth. And then my parents, they basically just had to maintain it. Don't have to go crazy. Don't fuck it up. That's basically all you have to do is don't fuck it up. It shifted from the idea of I want to win to I don't want to lose. So that kind of dynamic has shifted where, the people that created, they understood the blood, sweat, and tears of creating something. You and me have personally the days when there is a massive, no joke, $20,000, $30,000 repair bill, and I have a fucking cry where I go, I know nothing about this industry. What am I doing? I'm a fucking failure. I might as well just give up. I know nothing. I'm too stupid. And then, okay, whatever. have my fucking cry. Okay, there's no one I can complain to. So what do I need to do? What needs to happen? And that's it. Like, I understand the sacrifices that are being made in order to build a business, especially to be successful. It's one thing to build a business and then fail. Like, you know what? Yeah, that's a learning thing. Yeah, you learn a lot. We I personally, and I know you did too, but I learned so much in those first 3 years because that truck almost sank us. And
Multiple
I have said
times. Yeah.
over and yeah, and I have said over and over, that is an education you cannot get. You will never understand the persistent anxiety of what's gonna happen. Can I afford this $10,000 repair bill?
Or a garage holding
Yep.
your vehicle hostage. Well, because you can't pay the bill right away. And you're
Yeah.
literally all of a sudden, because they have to keep digging and digging and digging and digging and digging, then you end up with a freaking $25,000 repair bill. And you're going, well, what the fuck? I am half a country away from my home. How am I going to get me in the truck home? Because you just
Well,
exhausted everything on hotels and yeah.
but it's the idea of you understand. So the person that built that business, they understood. They remember those days where they're on the verge of bankruptcy, where they had to juggle which bills had to get paid, when credit cards were maxed, when you couldn't even ask family for money because they had nothing. They understand the sacrifices that were made. The kids will never understand that those sacrifices. They might see them, but they won't experience it because this business has been built and now it's more or less stable. You know, these are the numbers you need to hit. This is how much it costs. This is how much repairs are looking, blah, 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 blah. So you just have to maintain it. And then if it goes to the next generation, they don't have the experience of either or. So then they just let it fall away. Well, I don't want to be in the transportation. I don't want to own a restaurant. I want to be an artist. I don't want to do that. So they sell, if they even have it, or they just give it away. They just let it fall apart. And that's kind of where we are. My parents, they basically just had to maintain the country. But what did they give up? Oh, NAFTA is a great idea. They wanted NAFTA. They wanted free or they wanted cheap stuff. And now what are we dealing with? We don't even make our own medicine. We are solely reliant on other countries in order for our country to function. What the fuck?
That noise did not come through, but scared the shit out of me. One of our kids is watching YouTube on the TV and accidentally unplugged his headset. Whew.
Oh,
Mini heart attack there.
but so like that's really what I see is happening in North America in general. The people that helped build it, the people that that progressed and pushed things along, and especially after World War II. Well, we're dealing with the remnants of those people, the people that came back from World War I, World War II, you know, and now what? Well, their children, well, you need to go to university, you need to get a good job, and all all my friends that went to university, they're making six figures and they get to go on vacations twice a year and they have a vacation home and all this stuff. So, like my parents, what did they push? Which I'm sure yours did too. Got to go to college, you got to go to university, you got to get a degree. If you want a good life, you have to go to university. No? No, you do not. I'll tell you right now, you do not. Absolutely do not. If it is something that you truly love, you know, get in that industry, learn that industry, and then I would say look into it. But education it's a good thing, but it's a double-edged sword that industry or education has become industrialized. It's become an assembly line, just like the school system, standardized testing, and here's the assembly line and push them out.
Well, and that's the stupid thing too, because like, okay, when you look at people like my dad, okay, my dad back in the day, when he got to go to school for a trade, right? So then
Mm,
he was trained to be a mechanic. So that is what he did his whole life, is he was a mechanic. Now, then they
yeah.
had people that started coming in and they had gotten their mechanics degree, I guess. And they were all of a sudden put ahead of people like my dad. Then all of a sudden people would just consider him just a maintenance guy. He was no longer a mechanic, he's just a maintenance guy because he didn't have that piece of paper. Now the funny thing
Yeah.
is those people that didn't have the or did have the piece of paper were going to people like my dad and asking them how to do things because my dad literally was a jack of all trades and he knew how to do everything. And they're going to
Yeah.
him for, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? Well, fuck, you're the one with a diploma.
Yeah.
Like
You
you're
tell
you're
me,
getting you're
please.
getting paid more than me and you know shit. Like fuck off. And it's the same thing too. Like even at any job that you go into now, like even at my work, if I want to go higher up, well, what do I have to do? I have to go to school. I have to take certain courses in university and stuff like that to be able to get ahead and to get higher up in the company. But I don't everything has gotten so where you have to have that degree. Now, I know a lot of people that I have worked with. I don't have a university degree. Okay. Now, I've worked with a lot of people that I know a hell of a lot more than somebody who came out of university who does have a university degree. I know a hell of a lot more about my job and what to do and how to do things and whatever than they do. And that's the thing is that they took away things like being able to train people, to be able to, okay, well, this is something that you really want to go into. Okay, well, you can, what do you, intern and you can do this and you can do that and you can learn the job and, we'll teach you along the way or, you show that interest. No, they want that piece of paper. But the funny thing is that you get that piece of paper. Okay, say I had that university degree and then I go into my job and I apply and I get the job that I wanted. Okay. Even with that piece of paper, guess what? You still have to go through training. You still have to learn
Yeah.
everything in the job. So the piece of paper to me is just it's pointless. Okay, so you went to university, you spent a shit ton of money, and okay, now you got to train me. And I can guarantee you that I can learn just as fast and just as well with not having that university degree as somebody who does have a university degree. Just not
Well,
everybody can
and
financially afford to go to university. Doesn't mean that they're less
honestly,
smart.
I think for most industries, university is bullshit. Like, I ended up dropping out in grade 12. I was 2 credits short of getting my high school diploma. And I now, like I said, I have a degree in business management. We run 3 different businesses together. Why would Please tell me this, explain this to me. Outside of, say, STEM, the STEM field, why are you giving a place 40, 60, $100,000 for them to do what? Like, that is possibly the worst investment where you give someone $40,000 and only thing you get out the end of it is a $40,000 debt or 80 or $100,000 debt. That's it.
Yeah.
You have a degree. Well, I have a degree in philosophy. Good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that?
Well, see, and a lot of those people, they get degrees and things, and then they never end up doing it, like, getting a career with it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
unless you actually study in a career like, okay, where I think that university would be beneficial and people should have to go to are things like doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists, something that's you get a doctorate for. You need years and years of school and you need all that training. So, okay, in those situations, I can understand that. In a lot of other things, I think it's stupid. I think it's absolutely pointless.
Well, it's it's incredible that well, I have a degree in philosophy. Cool. What are you doing with it? No, nothing. I work at Starbucks.
Yeah, we're get super lube.
Like, like I think I made that joke before. Like, one of the highest employers of philosophy or people with philosophy degrees is Starbucks. Like, cool. You got the degree. But okay, so anyway, I know we kind of gone off topic, but so it's just, I guess just the main point is like we're getting to the point further and further where you know people whine and complain. Well, you're not losing your rights. You're not losing them. Well, but see, the thing is, once you never realize what you've lost until you go and seek it. Like we ride the line on YouTube because I say edgy shit all the time. I say mean things or I say things that are borderline content. Okay, well, I don't know where that line is. I don't know exactly where that line is. So, when people said, "Oh, well, those weren't protesters, those were rioters." Okay, but if that's your definition of rioting, again, we have a communication issue. If we cannot agree on the terms, I can't communicate with you, just as you could not communicate with me. So if you're going to consider that as, say, a riot because people were honking their horns and they were trying to overthrow the government, man, they did a shit job at it. But it's more and more. Okay, so people are saying, "Well, I want the government to pay for this. I want the government to pay for that," and the government's going to go, "Okay, okay, more money, more mismanaged funds. We can give ourselves a bigger pay raise." And now we actually have a say. We can eliminate, as Jagmeet has clearly said, we can eliminate private practices, people that actually make money. Like our dentists, they're fantastic. They're great. They're great people, like the dental hygienist and the dentist. They are fantastic people. I love going there. But like compare that experience to when you're at the hospital. That sounds terrible. Well, um, you missed your cleaning? Um, I guess you'll have to wait another year and a half. We might have time for you. You could fill out this form if you maybe we can get you in.
Yeah, not only that, or you're sitting in a waiting room for how long?
Yeah,
Like, I remember being at the hospital a few times, and I'm literally waiting in the waiting room for 13 hours. It is absolutely
yeah,
ridiculous. I'm like, "Okay, I'm ready to go home now." Like, "Fuck it, I'll lose a foot." This spider bite hasn't killed me yet. I'll just keep going.
yeah. So it's just well, and I guess to so with this article it says so while no party ran on a plan to join forces to pass key issues, both the Liberal and NDP, who collectively secured 50.4% of the popular vote, made commitments during the campaign to advance the policy tied to this new deal for housing affordability to progress on reconciliation. And where was the other one? Um, how did it go? Where the fuck did it go now? Oh, here it is. Sorry, right here. It also means that So long as this agreement is maintained, the governing Liberals are not expected to fall on a confidence vote, which of course would trigger another federal election. So that's what Trudeau has done over and over with the Emergency Act. Oh, well, I'm going to add the kicker that this is going to be a vote of non-confidence again and again and again. So okay, you got stability because you have another, you have two socialists to be, and these are two people that are members of the World Economic Forum, which have a direct conflict of interest in governing Canada. Fuckface. Sorry, I get a little pissed. Uh,
You
you know,
don't say.
people are a little
I
unethical.
I want, like, I don't know if I can wait 3 years to see Pierre as president. I wanna see him
I'm
president. I really do. President. Fuck. Canada's president.
be
Prime
fair, we
Minister.
should just kick out the Commonwealth. We should throw off that bullshit. But you see, the media is just pushing. Oh well, no, it's not a coalition. But you see, what has the media done? The media is bought and paid for by your tax dollars. Your tax dollars are literally gaslighting you. They're taking the money from you, and then you have all our media, CTV, Global, CBC, and on and on and on. They're all taxpayer funded to the tune of $1.2 billion a year. $1.2 billion of your tax dollars go to a state funded media organization. You really think you're getting the news, or are you getting their news?
Obviously, it's not the news. That's a given.
But you see, like, everyone bitches and complains. Well, look at the states. Look at how their media is. They're bought and paid for. When the government literally comes out and says, "You're not selling this for us." No, that's your job. If your idea sucks, that's your fault. The media was supposed to be the people speaking truth to power, holding these people accountable, and not pushing an opinion or an objective or a narrative,
Yeah,
which
used to
you know,
be.
which could lead us into, if you look at segment 3. So this was when the Biden or the Joe or Hunter Biden laptop story came out. Oh, maybe I don't have segment 3 showing, but the
Yeah,
deflecting the truth. Yeah, so this is from Business Insider, page 10.
got it.
So it says, this is just one little excerpt from this article from Business Insider saying that, oh well, this is a false flag event. This is disinformation. So just this little part. So a reverse image search of one of the photos in the story indicated that the shop's owner is a man named John Paul Mac Isaac. Weird. I don't understand why they need to say the person's name, but it's a public shaming. It's if you speak out and we don't like what you're saying, we will put your name out in public. Which this guy has gotten death threats. He's lost his business because of this. So they say, and again, to paint a narrative, irrelevant to the conversation, irrelevant to Hunter Biden's laptop, having him fucking sucking or getting fucked by hookers in Russia, him doing coke and everything else, and these emails about him giving 10% for the big guy has nothing to do with this. But this is where they start painting a narrative whose social media activity suggests he is an avid Trump supporter. Why is that relevant? Why is that sentence right there relevant?
Because apparently
It,
that's all that's relevant lately is, okay, were you a Trump supporter? Are you an anti-vaxxer? Are you against the mandates? Because if you believe in any of those things, bye. Like
but
that's the
look at
thing. It doesn't matter who you are, what like what you know, whatever. Like if you're a Trump supporter or you're against the mandates, then we don't want to fucking listen to you because you're not part of our narrative.
So one of the well, I'll continue with this. His shop, called the Mac Shop, is at 21A Trolley Square in Willington, Delaware. They didn't put in Delaware. But do you not see that?
This
Do
guy,
you
this
not
is his
see
name. He's an avid Trump supporter, and this is where he works. Go get him, boys.
it's his like here's the business he works at. They literally dox the guy.
Yeah.
One of the one of the journalistic ethics is minimize harm. No, this is maximizing harm. Look, because they literally could have just said a reverse image search of one of the photos in this story indicated that the shop owner, named John Paul, leave it at that, who, even if they want to leave this in, who seems to be an avid Trump supporter. He is the owner of a repair shop. But do you see what they need? They had to put that in.
Yeah.
It is, you want to talk about, dog whistles and, oh, well, all this type of rhetoric coming out, and the protest peacefully is a dog whistle to overthrow the government. You want to talk about a dog whistle? They doxed the guy. Here's his full name. Oh, he's a Trump supporter. Here's the business he owns, and this is the address. Minimizing harm,
That's scary.
maximizing it.
Yeah, that's
The
really
Post,
scary.
so as in the New York Post, also did not strip the metadata from photos included in the article, and a software engineer named Russell Nees noted that the GPS information embedded in some of the images showed that the repair shop was in the same area. So, do you understand? Like, they're saying that, oh, some of these photos they don't seem legit. But if they were legit, here's the gentleman that you need to go and speak, which he was. He was threatened over and over. And when the FBI raided Rudy Giuliani's apartment, he's telling them, like, here, take the laptop, take it. And they said no. They didn't want it.
No, they'll take everything but. They're like, oh, that's the thing with incriminating evidence on it. Yeah, we don't want it. We'll take all this
Yeah,
stuff, and then
no.
we'll prove that you don't have any info. Yeah. Yeah. But that thing with all the info on it, we don't want it.
Yeah, so, like you could see, like from the New York Post, so a bit of an editorial. So the Post revealed that Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop carried proof he sold influence with his father, when he served as vice president, and his dad, president, knew it. Yet most other media treated the story itself as the scandal. So just the news itself, they hid this, that Hunter Biden, Ukraine, Burisma, the energy company in Ukraine, was being investigated for corruption. Joe Biden literally he said it publicly. It's not like this is hidden. That's the what I find, like, okay, so anyway, whatever. So he says in a televised event, he says, if you don't, and this was when he was speaking to the lead investigator in Ukraine. I can't remember the gentleman's name at the moment, but he says, if that guy isn't fired, and he goes, I think we had about 6 hours, and I had to take the plane back to the U.S. He says, if he's not fired in 6 hours, you're not getting your $1 billion. And the guy says, you can't do that. Says, you need to talk to the president. He's like, who do you think sent me? And son of a bitch, the guy was fired because that prosecutor was investigating Burisma for corruption. The board, that Hunter Biden literally has no education in petroleum energy at all, no degree, but he's getting paid $80,000 a month at least. And of course, 10% goes back to the big guy. That this was a story that Twitter said that, no, this is misinformation and you need to remove it. But, if we scroll down a little bit, from the New York Times, from the Times, Hunter Biden's emails are genuine. The New York Times has confirmed that the contents of a laptop belonging to President Biden's son, Hunter, are authentic more than 2 years after the story broke. No shit. Everyone knew about this. The laptop, which Biden's son left in a Delaware repair shop, contained a cache of emails related to his business activities with various companies, including Burisma, a Ukraine energy company company on whose board he sat. So he was a board of directors in an energy company. Do you not hear how that's corrupt? Do you not hear that like they impeached Trump on a quid pro quo because someone said that they might have heard something that someone said, someone familiar with his thinking.
But that's just it, is they pick and choose who they wanna go after. Okay, so they didn't like Trump because, well, he didn't have the same narrative
He
as
wasn't
what
on
they
board.
they wanted to do. Okay.
Yeah,
So
he
they go
wasn't on
after
board.
him. They go after everybody who supports him, whatever. Then you have somebody who does something shady and has a kid who does something shady, and that could have changed the election or swung the election, but they're just we're going to hide that. We're just going to put this down deep because we want to make sure that somebody gets in the office. And then, I mean, if it
That
comes
we
out
want.
after, I mean, oh well, he's already in office.
Yeah,
So what are you going to do? And they'll just push it under, and it's not that big of a deal, right? Like the shit that was on this guy's laptop is it's seriously fucked up. Like it really is. And
yeah. So
child, you know,
this is the same guy, the upstanding, um, this, as Joe Biden said, the smartest man I know.
yeah.
The same guy that when Hunter's brother died, what did Hunter do? Went and banged his sister-in-law, got her pregnant, and left her.
Oh my god.
The same guy that smoked so much coke or snorted so much coke, he was sniffing Parmesan cheese like it was a fucking Olive Garden.
Stand up guy.
Like, and he's seen as brave and amazing. Like, you're not a brave or amazing person if you purposely start doing something. Like, you're not. Most people don't start sniffing cocaine. Most people don't. But somehow you're amazing, you're brave, and oh my god, I was so bad. I tried to snort Parmesan cheese. I was snorting cheese. Give me that craft. Give me that good shit.
Oh
Like,
yeah, the stuff with all the wood shavings in it. I'm sure that would feel great.
yeah, but this is supposed to be an upstanding person, an amazing, and you seen the stuff that came out with like Project Veritas and them being raided by the FBI by them when they got um a journal from Joe Biden's daughter, which no one has ever heard of. I think that was a plant to try and get Project Veritas. That is. Did you hear about that story?
No. No, I'm not even gonna
Okay.
lie. I have no idea what Project Veritas is. And I couldn't Kevin Hart you because you didn't use a big word. You just talked about something I didn't know about. I need to find a meme for that one.
Okay, so Project Veritas is they're like investigative journalists, and the mainstream media hates them because they go after everyone. They go after corruption. So James O'Keefe says that they were given a diary from Joe Biden's daughter named Ashley.
He has a daughter.
That's the thing. No one knows who this person is.
Oh,
Nobody does.
okay.
So they were sitting on this journal trying to verify if it was authentic or not. They couldn't verify it. They tried to give it to the FBI, and the FBI says, "We don't want it." That's weird.
Why?
That's really weird. That's why I think it was a setup. I think the FBI were trying to get them on something, trying to say, "Hey, you have government documents or you have privileged information or whatever." So, But I think the bigger thing was what the FBI was able to get from Project Veritas, because they took everything. They took laptops, they took cell phones, they downloaded all of their information, and it was so weird. I think it was the Wall Street Journal, or was it the Washington Post? I can't remember which news publication it was, but they started publishing lawyer client confidential information. Publishing it. This is stuff you have no right fucking looking at, no right taking. So when you're searched, the police just can't. Well, I'm taking your laptop and I'm scraping the whole hard drive. I am taking everything. No, you have to have a warrant, just as if you were to go into someone's house. You have to say, "We believe that it is in this room in this house, and this is why we have probable cause. We've been scoping it out and we've seen this laptop is here. We know the hard drive is blah 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 blah." You have to have a very, very detailed plan of your suspicions. They have to be substantiated before you can even issue the warrant. They took everything, and all of a sudden, these private documents are getting published as Project or James O'Keefe was getting raided. As he was getting raided, so I think he said it was like a 4 or 6 o'clock in the morning raid. He got yanked out in his fucking underwear. He got a phone call from I think it was the Washington Post, or Wall Street Journal, one of those fucking ones. They were phoning him while he was getting raided. So they had previous knowledge. I think this is my suspicion. I think the FBI made this journal, gave it to Project Veritas anonymously so that they could try and get a warrant to seize all their communications to see what Project Veritas is searching and expose what corruption they have. And what did the
Okay.
and as the media started pushing it, or started releasing this stuff, they said, "Oh, these what did they call them? They're deceptive. They deceptively edit videos, and they do unethical practices." And they took a little excerpt from their protected, private, confidential, legal communications with their lawyer, and them. And they took an excerpt from that, where Project Veritas was asking, legally, how much can we spy on the FBI? How far can we go before we're breaking the law? And they twisted that. They said legally, how far can we go? And they said, well, they're trying to oh, I can't remember exactly how they twisted it. But they made it sound like, well, here's the law. This is how far we can, or that we're how far beyond the law can we go? You would think any news publication would be going, holy shit, we need to step up our fucking game. But what do? Oh, what's going on Twitter? Oh, looks like Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn. Oh, what about that tranny swimmer? Oh, tranny swimmer fucks women out of a gold medal.
Okay.
And then what do? All right, let's see some controversial statements. One Twitter user named Couch Potato 69 said, "Men aren't women." Bigot. That's your investigate. I do more, and this is a hobby to me. This is something I enjoy doing. I love talking shit with you. I love exploring this stuff and actually being able to talk about this.
Yeah. I like learning
And,
about it.
like, it's
Makes me angry though. Yeah.
you know what, but I would say I think people should be upset. I think people should be angry. You should be. You should demand more. You shouldn't expect that your government is above the law.
They're not.
That's tyranny.
Yeah.
That's tyranny. So you should have those same standards. And so but everyone painted all these stories as, oh, they're fake. It's Russia disinformation, which weird because it was actually released that Russia put in $30,000 in fake campaigns in the US, while Facebook put over 300 million in ads for Democratic um electors. I don't know, whatever the US calls their fucking member of parliament. I don't know what
I
the Senate, Senate, senators. I don't know. I whatever you people call them,
You
them's.
people. You people.
Yeah.
What are you, some kind of racist? You people.
Well, America is a race, apparent. But yeah, it's like it's becoming harder and harder to trust the information. Like I said, this whole Hunter Biden thing, knew about this long before the US's election. I knew when it broke. I was in Vancouver, in fact. I remember it because I went, "Holy fuck." I was at a customer. I was in Richmond, BC. I was at a customer and they said, "The New York Post has just been banned off of Twitter because of this news story coming out." I remember it.
Insane. I don't know. It's like how many people have their fingers and everything is just so scary. Like, "Oh, I don't believe I don't like this person, so we're just gonna make this go away. We're gonna
Make them go away.
yeah, we're gonna cancel
Epstein
them."
'em.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
this whole
Yeah,
cancel
even
culture is just
worse.
ridiculous.
I think that's actually worse. Deplatforming them as
Yeah.
opposed to just killing them. Because it's like being in a like not in a comatose state, but when you're awake, like your eyes are open, but you're paralyzed. You still exist, but you can't do anything. And I'll bring it up again. Look what they did to Russia. Oh, you're being a bad boy, bad girl, bad zer, z. Sorry, I don't want to leave any fucking alphabet soup out. Oh, well, we don't like your politics. It'd be an awful shame if you couldn't pay your heating bills this month. Maybe you should remove that comment on Facebook. It'd be I don't want to I'm not being the bad guy. I'm just saying for your best interest, you might want to remove it.
Yeah.
Well, or you might have a hard time. We might have to get the courts involved. And I'm sorry, I don't want to do this. Them's the breaks, kid. That that's how it works. And now with a minority government that has now become a majority government, a de facto majority government because Jagmeet is fucking moron being played. He must love it. I bet. I bet if there was a cuck off between him and Jack, ooh, that'd be a close one. There'd be a
Would be.
lot of brown nosing, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Brown nosing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right up in
There'd be a
there.
lot more than A lot more of 69 for 69, if you know what I'm saying.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
The mental image is too much. I have nightmares tonight.
Yeah. But so you're just okay. So what are they going to ram through? All right. Dental. Dental is going to become a public healthcare initiative. Vision is going to become a public healthcare initiative. So you are now, for the people that are, you already bitch and moan that you can't afford your bills and everything else. Well, go fuck yourself.
Well, see,
That's what the government's saying.
and that's the thing, like, okay, when you hear about it or think about it, like, "Oh, okay, well, that dental and vision are now gonna be a government initiative or whatever, they're gonna be covered." Oh, that's great, especially with people who have to pay out of pocket and stuff like that. Like, I know for my parents, like, they need to pay out of pocket every time they go to the dentist or whatever, and it costs a lot of flipping money. However,
You can get coverage.
yes, some people don't have coverage. They don't have coverage.
And whose fault is that?
The fact that we kind of always afford it anyway. But that's the thing though, is okay. So yes, it may be covered, but then my thought is where's the money coming from that's gonna pay for it? What else is gonna go up now? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole thing.
hmm.
You think this is it? Oh, well, now, like I said, Jagmeet wants to tax any company that makes money ever. Oh, big Loblaws. Oh, look. Oh, the big price gouging on Loblaws. But yeah, 1.5%. I think actually there's a larger profit margin in the government. You want to talk about profit gouging? How about the billions that we give to our government that they piss away somehow? I wish I wish I was a good at anything as how proficient they are at pissing money into fuck all. Oh, well, we gave just another $50 million to China to help develop their country, even though they have the second largest economy in the fucking world.
Well, see, and that's the thing too, that like, okay, you're just handing money all over the place. Do you see other countries handing us money? Now, maybe I'm naive. Maybe other countries do give us money, but as far
Oh,
as
they
I
do.
know, they do. Do they do? Okay, whatever.
Oh,
So they
yeah,
do. So I'm just stupid, but I'm a girl. So what do you expect? Anyway,
that's true.
but I mean, why are we sending money all over the place? Why are they taking money that they're getting from us that we pay taxes on? Like, do you know how depressing it is already when you get your paycheck and you see the net amount that you could have gotten and how much goes into
Oh, I
taxes and
know.
shit? It is so unbelievably depressing. Like almost half my paycheck is just going to taxes. And I'm like, well, that's neat. I bust my ass off for you to take half of my money away and do what with it? It'd be one thing if we had some fucking fantastic roads up in Winnipeg. Anybody who lives there knows what I'm talking about. Freaking pothole city. It's like every time
Oh,
spring
it's
comes around,
embarrassing.
like it's already I get to start my favorite game of the year, dodge the potholes and try not to run into another car in the process. It's ridiculous.
Or during the
Oh,
winter where they don't scrape the roads and there's literally cars smashing into each other because of the ruts.
right.
And that's the thing. The government initially said, the gasoline tax is supposed to go into infrastructure spending. Well, but that's not where it went. That's not where it went. It went into general revenue. So it's just a bigger pot for them to put in other places so they could fuck around and waste more money. Like y- you have to balance a budget. All of us have to balance a budget. All of us don't have limitless pockets like the government seems to think everyone does. Or what do? Oh, well, we're going to tax you more, but we're going to give you tax credits to incentivize you to buy, an electric vehicle, to buy a bicycle. What?
That'd
Like,
be a long bicycle ride for me to work.
yeah, because they want you in the city. They want to centralize everything. You're easier to control in a city than when you are out on the outskirts.
My God. See what I'm saying? I've heard things like this before.
What?
Just how they want everybody in the cities and stuff like that, and they want to centralize everybody, and how they're trying to get everybody out of the small areas and what not. And it was one of those things where it was, years ago. I'm like, well, that sounds like conspiracy talk to me. Now it doesn't.
Yeah. Like I said, anyone got some good conspiracy theories? Because these ones keep coming true.
Right?
All
I
right,
need
so
a
let's
good one. Let's talk about frickin' what the hell
so
is it called?
yeah, the
Sasquatch.
community, the alphabet soup community is dead set on molesting children. I think that's a fair statement, or at least grooming them. At least grooming them. So, of course, the gay community in Florida or the Democrats, or whatever, those people are, they said don't say gay bill. Oh, they're trying to say that, LGBTQAI whatever people are going to be
Blah blah blah.
attacked and all this crap. Even though we read the bill, we read it here. Never says anything about that. None whatsoever. So it's completely false. But I think Winston Churchill said it best. A lie can travel halfway around the earth before the truth can even get his pants on.
Yeah, that's a good one actually.
So, yeah, so that says the recent statements by the Wall Street, the Walt Disney Company leadership regarding the Florida legislature's recent "Don't Say Gay" bill, which is not what it's called. Like, it's so funny. They're so fixated on names. Like, hey, you're misgendering this bill because it's not. Its identity is not "Don't Say Gay." It's the Parents' Right in Education Act or bill. That's its name. Why are you dead naming it? Why are you giving it? Are you some? Are they the bigots? I think they're the bigots.
I think so.
I it just seems quite unusual how they're misrepresenting it, but so has utterly failed to match the magnitude of the threat to the alphabet piece of shit safety represented by this legislation. What? What? That you can't like you can't groom kids? Kids from K to 3? You can't even leave 8-year-olds alone. You have to groom them that early? Are you that fixated on molesting children? Do you want to be a pedophile that bad?
Well, remember that other girl, as soon as they can talk or
Yeah.
walk or
Yeah.
whichever one it was, it's about the same age that happens. So
Due to the lack of compassion and advocacy, the Walt Disney Company or their LG fuck whatever. I can't even take this stuff seriously. Like the fact that this is real is unbelievable. Because the Walt Disney Company just said, "We're not getting involved in this." And as as a supposed right winger, they shouldn't be. I don't care about your politics. I don't care about your whatever. How about you just shut the fuck up, make good shows again, you know? Stop trying to fill every single quota, every single identity, every single checkbox that needs to be checked. How about make a good story? Can you do that? Because even when you pander to China, you still fuck it up. But so the Walt Disney Company's LGBTQIA plus community and their allies are determined to take a stand via multiple direct actions, including both virtual and in-person protests. They are protesting a company like. Do you hear the lunacy? how these people need companies to tell them what to think. They are that devoid of any independent thought. They need a company to tell them what to think. How sad are you? You're gonna protest them because they're not pandering to you. Fuck! I told you to cancel Disney Plus, son of a bitch. Maybe we should sign back up. Good, because that's what a company should do. I'm just here providing a service. I don't care what side of political spectrum you're on. I just want to milk all the fucking money out of your wallet.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I just want you to buy everything I have,
Yeah.
which is a
Give me
which
your
is a
money.
so this is their demands. Or previous suggestions for addressing the concern around this law have included creating more inclusive content, whatever that means. So more shitty shows, I'm assuming, encouraging a welcoming culture, supporting diverse community organizations. Well, we all understand what diversity actually means. It doesn't mean diversity of thought. It's just diversity of skin color. Because where they call Candace Owens a white supremacist, they
Yeah.
call Larry Elder the black face of white supremacy. You know, it's so funny. Even Larry Elder, he's a black conservative. Oh, what did they do? They had a man in a monkey costume throw eggs at him. Or was it bananas? I think it was bananas.
Well, bananas would make more sense.
Doesn't that sound racist to you?
Extremely racist. I don't care what
You
he's
know,
throwing, like, whether it's bananas or watermelons or eggs. The fact that they had somebody dressed up
fried
in a
chicken.
monkey
Mm,
costume to a black man, 100% that sounds racist.
yeah. So these people are like the fact that they are given any time of day is astounding to me. The
I don't
fact that
know
people
how sorry, carry on.
no, yeah, because the CEO, I can't remember his name, Bob Chapek. In his apology, it is clear that this is not just an issue about a bill in Florida, but instead yet another challenge to basic human rights. We affirm that both sides' rhetoric is harmful and hurtful because alphabet soup community is not a political opinion or a side. It is people, community, and families. We are glad to see that we are with Mr. Chapek on this. It is about human rights and not political affiliation. We'd like to take this opportunity to make it clear cast members' identities are not political issues. Our safety and well being is crucial to the success of this company. No cast member of or their family should be forced to live in fear. Okay, so we could keep going on and on. You know, they're talking about they're trying to get people that are employees here. Break protest, walk in or walkouts or sick outs, other venues of protest as folks feel comfortable. And then immediately seize all donations to all politicians involved in the creation of passage of the Don't Say Gay bill, which is weird. You're dead naming again. So, does this not sound like a political group? They're saying, hey, you need to stop funding these people. Disney, you need to stop donating to these people. You need to do what we tell you to say. It's
Yeah. What I don't understand is they make comments about how they're oh, what was it here? They want them to be more creative, more inclusive content, encouraging and welcoming culture. Well, since when aren't they encouraging or welcoming? They've never done anything to the contrary. They wouldn't tell an actor or an actress that they're not allowed to play a certain spot in a role because of their sexual
oh,
affiliations or
you're
whatever.
wrong.
What?
I'm sorry, you're wrong. They have done that.
Oh.
They've literally kicked like Apu from The Simpsons. was done by a white guy.
Okay.
They kicked him off because he's white.
No, okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's fucking retarded. But,
No,
um,
but this is to like the bigger idea of they actively do this. They say, why is a white person speaking for a black person? It's a cartoon. Hey, it's a cartoon.
well, and how
It's
many
supposed to be funny.
freaking Bart
Like
Simpson is played by a woman?
exactly.
Like, who gives a shit?
Like it's
It's just a
encouraging.
voice.
Well, yeah, no, they said that people that are special needs need to be in special needs role. Women that are black, but what I find so funny, they're so dogmatic, and this is why this isn't anything of logic. This is a cult. This is a religion. You need to adhere to the stupid fucking ideas, hook, line, and sinker, to the point of the movies that are being made. What do they do? Oh well, this Marvel character was a white man. Let's make him a black woman just because fuck you. That is literally what they have said. There was a recent one. Oh, I can't remember what movie it was, or it was a show. Like it was like a show or a movie that we grew up with. And they said, "Oh, well, we just wanted to change it because we wanted to piss off conservatives." Like I'm
Wow. Like, that's your goal. Okay.
so
Hashtag
strong and
goals.
brave.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
so strong. Like it's just okay. But how many movies do you see people just aren't watching? Over and over and over, you see, they, "Oh, well, we have so much diversity in this movie." Okay, well, the movie sucks. It's funny because the people that are saying you need to have diversity are like, "Oh, I don't care. I don't care about this. I just wanna see it." It's like, there was a meme. It's like there's 2 people, 2 stick figures, and one stick figure is going, "You need more diversity, or you should make this item." And the person responds like, well, we've always made this and our customers like it. So, well, you would have more business if you made it like this." And then like the next slide is, they make it and they go, "Oh, well, here, I've made this thing. Do you want it?" And they go, "No, I don't want that." But that's what they do. You see what the Lord of the Rings television show that they're coming out with. "Oh, well, we just need to subvert expectations.
I didn't know they're
We
coming
we're
out with
trying to be." Oh, it's another fucking identity politics, diversity, or the critical drinker says, "The message." That's it. It's no longer telling a story, but the writers are literally saying, "Oh, we're changing all this up because fuck the fans." They are literally not maybe not literally saying fuck the fans, but you know, the people that enjoy this, "Oh, well, we're going to destroy it." You had Ghostbusters, that embarrassment of a fucking movie where the first joke is literally a queef joke. And what did they, while that was being produced, it was, or while I guess while when it was being shown, it was, "Oh, well, this, we're not trying to push any type of feminist ideology." Oh, really? Because the next moment that director thing is, I don't remember her name because her movie fucking sucked. It was dog shit. It was a fucking embarrassment. I could piss out a better fucking movie, and I don't know the fucking first thing about filming.
uh,
But what she said was, "Oh, look at our whole cast. Everyone. This was a woman-made movie. I can tell because it sucked."
how rude.
Yeah, yeah. It sucked.
N-
Possibly one of the worst movies ever made.
You
And that
can't.
and there's Sharknado. And there's Sharknado.
Yeah, that was horrible. But you can't really
And there's
say
like
that.
8 of them.
No, you can't really. I know. You can't really say that though, because just because it's woman made, oh yeah, I know I can tell it sucked. No, there's lots of woman made movies or whatever that are actually fantastic, and they're not trying to. Oh, look at this crude joke I'm gonna throw in there that's so much worse than what a guy's gonna say. We're gonna measure up to the dudes out there, and we're gonna say all this shit and act this shit and do dumb stuff. Like when they're trying to be that much more crude than men or whatever, and just say stuff thinking it's funny and throwing jokes in all over the place that don't even have any relevance to the movie. Well, yeah, it sucked. That movie, I will agree, was very disappointing. 100%. But you can't say that about all women-made movies because there are a lot of fantastic ones. It's just
Well,
this happens to be one of those. I would say a lot of the woman-made ones in comedy because they're the ones that are trying to stick it to the man. You know what I mean? Try to be better
oh,
than men, funnier than men, and it's not working.
and and that's okay. But so to finish with it. So she said, "Look, this is all a woman-made movie." It was nothing but women made this movie. And then even as people started commenting on it, you're all the audience, you're all misogynist. You're all woman beaters. You hate women. It's like, no. You just took a franchise, totally fucked up the canon, fucked up the story. You screwed everything possibly. What did you do? Oh, like the thing is, like with the original Ghostbusters movie, they set things up. They understood like these guys don't like they flat out are we don't know what the fuck we're doing. And they let that develop and you could see that them go from we we don't know what's gonna happen. Like we might die to them becoming more confident. You see that development, not just I don't know. I made this thing and I'm perfect. And oh, look, it works first try. And oh, here, silly one, try this on.
Well, see, it's the ones
Where
that
she
all of a
shoots the
sudden
thing,
start
but
freaking. Oh, sorry.
well, I was just gonna. But what did they do to the guy? Oh, he's just a big dumb fuck.
Yeah, pretty and dumb.
Like,
That's all.
yeah, but it's so funny that women that are trying to up men act like men.
Try to act worse than men.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, guys, oh" it's like the old trope of, like, what women think guys talk about. Like, "Oh, man, I was fucking this chick, and, oh, man, I had her bent over, and oh, man, you should have seen my dick is so big," and no, no.
But
The but that's, like, what women in those positions or with that type of ideology think that that's what men talk about. Nope. Not at all. I can't think of one person that I in general talk to in talking with any guys. But that's like that says more about you than it does about me.
well, see, and there's been times too where even I've been like, well, I don't know, like, what would you do in this situation? Like, you're a dude. Like, I just assume you'd be like, all, yeah, cool, man. And you're like, no. You know what I mean? Like, it's that misconception. But the thing is, I ask and you answer. You know what I mean? And you tell me truthfully, like, yeah, I would be like this or would be like that, whatever. Like, nobody's gonna know. People can make that assumption about girls. Like, every time girls are around, all they're doing is talking about their nails and their hair, and they're, having pillow fights in their underwear and stuff like that. Like, it's a stupid misconception, right? But
Yeah.
no, I don't remember what I was gonna say before now.
But so
Bear with
anyways,
me.
I guess to get back to this, but isn't this incredible to see? So the legislation says from K to 3. So from 5 years old to 8. Maybe not talking about gender identity, gender expression, and saving it for when a child is of a developed mind that the parents can talk about, not even talk about this. Game never even comes up. It has to they talk about the mental state, a sudden mental state that the school and the teacher need to inform the parent. Because there are places where, maybe a child doesn't feel safe talking to a parent about a problem. They just put that, hey, if something's going on, maybe we should look at involving the parents in this, not hiding it, where they hand out papers saying, well, little Julie, well, what are your preferred pronouns and what would you like us to call you? Can you call me Jim? My name's Jim. Okay, well, don't tell your parents that we call you Jim at school. Like, why are they so hell bent on getting to children? Why do they need to groom children? Why are you such perverts?
I don't
Why?
know. I mean, I would not be comfortable having conversations like that with people that young who don't even understand it, and to be sitting there pushing these things on them, like, how awkward and gross. Like, it's
Yeah,
mm, no.
like it was even weird for us, like when we had to talk to the kids and they were early teens, very early.
Uh, excuse you? Early teens? They weren't even in their teens yet. I have one of
Wasn't
them
like
come home.
12.
Mom, what is a blowjob? Oh my god. Like, I the shit that they would come home and ask me about, oh my god. But I mean, but that's the thing is, like, we're honest with our kids. We're not gonna, like, if uh, there's a way to explain it without being very detailed, but I'm not gonna tell my kid that, "Oh, this means just this," and make up some stupid thing, or not tell my kid the proper information, especially when they're running around calling other people names and stuff like that, and you're like, "Whoa, what are you saying?"
Yeah,
Like, you don't even know what that means. Like, stop. But
yeah,
I don't know.
but it's okay. So, but it's just you see like how hard they are going on this,
Mhm.
all because of a bill that stops you from talking about sex to kindergarten to grade 3. I need to reiterate that from 5 years old to 8, talking about sex, like not just sex. Oh, well, you want to be a trans person? Oh, I'm trans. I like to have sex with other men and women, and I identify as a school bus. You can identify as a school bus too. Here, let me show you what a school bus does. And then all of a sudden you have a fucking rape case.
When even like you're explaining these things to people who have no idea. And like we said before, like, kids already are so confused, and especially once they start hitting those teenage years where their hormones start going, they're already confused. Their hormones are going all over the place. They're trying to figure out who they are. And then when you have people that are like filling their minds with all this shit, just confuses them so much more. Like, to have a conversation with somebody, or to tell people that they should be accepting of all people. Okay, great. That's a fantastic conversation we should have. Yes, you should be
Hmm,
accepting. But to literally be pushing on people this ideology, or not people, kids. It's
yeah.
I see so many kids nowadays that are just so confused. They're all over the place. They don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, it's literally turned all of this stuff into a flipping joke. And I
Yep.
can't even imagine the people who came out of the closet many moons ago, when, when they came out as gay, or if they're a bi, or wanted to be trans or whatever. Like, they literally paved the way, and you're literally shitting all over it. Like, you've turned all their struggles into a flipping joke. Like, it's just that makes me a little sad.
So I would like to hear people's opinions on this. So has this swayed your take on the Walt Disney Company? And to be fair, I have a this is the one thing I would actually applaud them for. I have a lot of reasons why I'd say, no, I don't support the Walt Disney Company at all. Not at all. But I would like to hear your opinion. What do you think? Has has Walt Disney, you know, turned a leaf from being a xenophobic Jew hater or to now being a diversity inclusion type of place? Or, you know, what like I just it's just creepy. It is really fucking creepy.
Yeah, it really is. I'm slightly disturbed. Like, just thinking of, oh, teachers or whatever talking to my
All
kids
the
about this shit. Oh my god.
all the
Mm.
Jews. Oh, there's so many Jews that Walt Disney hated. Like, you remember
What the
when
fuck
Walt
did that
Disney
come from?
oh, Walt Disney was an avid Jew hater.
Okay, but just like it's so random. We're talking about like the alphabet soup, and then all of a sudden you're talking about how many Jews Walt Disney hated. Oh my god. What are you looking up a list right now? Like,
Oh, no, that's no, and how they used to portray black people. They
oh
literally
yeah.
did like the black face and the big white lips.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, I know. I remember seeing
yeah,
old Disney things, or even you even see old Bugs Bunny and stuff like that. Like how bad they were. And the thing is,
yeah,
but the thing is, okay, for adults watching it, they got it, right? Like they would see these things and they would have their little giggle to themselves. Kids watching it, we had no idea what the hell was going on. Like we didn't
yeah.
understand it. So, our parents would be laughing and they're just, "Oh, okay, whatever." It whatever. There's lots of things and lots of the old cartoons that literally were just kind of like that little nod to the adults and a little joke that was maybe not appropriate, but kids didn't understand what it was. And now you're like, I don't know, you're bogging these
Now,
kids with too much shit.
now you're just trying to groom them.
I
You just
know.
want to, all right, all right. Well, we've ragged on this enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. This ultimately, media is bullshit. Media lies to you. I don't think they've ever actually made a truthful statement. And this goes for everything. They deny, deny, deny. They hide. They obfuscate. They tell you you're wrong. Brian Stelter was going, "Oh, this is just another type of disinformation. You need to come to us for the real information." Well, you have TikTokers being told by the government what to say and how to spin something. TikTokers, people that literally just do fucking TikTok dances. Oh, I want my geopolitics from someone that can't even form a sentence long enough to have a cohesive thought.
Yeah.
That's what I like. You don't even have enough time. You don't even have enough time to put together a cohesive thought. And I want your explanation on why gas prices are going up and why it's Putin's fault. Give your fucking head a shake. With that, let's go, Kim. I'm out. Let's go.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for listening. I hope you've had a good week so far. Enjoy your hump day. And we will catch you again on Friday. And don't forget, all of our receipts are listed in the description box below. Along with, you can catch us 3 days a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Rumble, Spotify, Anchor. You can also check us out on Twitter, Facebook, uh, TikTok, Instagram, all those places. We're there. We're everywhere. So come check us out. We'll catch you guys on
Yeah.
Friday. Bye.